Good day, everybody. Namaste, namaste, namaste. There we go. I wanted to do a video today on spiritual gifts. Spiritual gifts. You know, when I was a kid growing up, excuse me, I talk about it in the Book of Life, all 600 pages. You know, that's exactly what we're going to talk about right here today. Energy and spirit. When I was growing up, you know, I saw these images in my house of people. You know, and I would scream each time and then they would disappear. It was only for about a second. And I go to my mother at the time and my sister at the time and tell them what I'm seeing. And my mother pulls out an album and it ends up being a bunch of family members. And I had not seen this album before. Ever. And I'm looking at all these people and they were the exact images I was seeing in the house. And none of them ever felt aggressive. Except for one time, I was sitting down in the living room by myself, coloring on a coloring book, and I just scream. And everybody comes running in and they ask, you know, what happened? And I tell them, you know, I saw this lady reaching up for me. Now, growing up as a kid, you know, I watched all of the horror movies, and all of that stuff, and I talk about it in my other videos. There's two feelings and vibrations in life that stimulate from the mind, right? Everything is energy. We are energy. You die, there's still a heat signature. You stare at the back of somebody's head, they look backwards, because we are energy. And energy is obviously, with what I just said, staring at the back of somebody's head, you know, directed by your mind. And I'm not going to go into all of that. You can watch those descriptions in my other videos. Or, you know, unless if you're living under a rock, I'm sure we've all heard the brief explanations. Now, although we have thousands of so-called self-help gurus, so I don't even know what what version of the original message you got. You know, when I first started this, there was only four powerhouses. Two of them I don't even follow anymore because I can see them for the sleazeballs they are. So I don't know what version of the message you got. I don't know if you got 18-year-old Jim, you know, or 40-year-old Pat that's... Anyways, guys, a little humor to lighten up things. So, now though, we have fear and we have ignorance, right, which come from the mind. You know, and then what does the media love to spread, right? You know, the family that controls the media, they understand this stuff better than 99% of the so-called self-help gurus out there. And, you know, looking back now, you know, I would have put my hand out and I would have pulled that girl up. And I would have had tea with her. You know, ask her what are the current states of affairs in the the world of dead souls. That's exactly what they are. They're a bunch of dead souls. Can they harm you? Can they touch you? No. Because their physical body is gone. Right? This is why we cannot move trees with our minds. Can we direct and allow a tree to grow, expand out with our minds? Yes. It's called watering a plant. No, guys. And spiritual gifts. You know, I had another friend of mine I knew before he sunk into depression who was telling me a story how he had met a lady that could look at somebody and right away see 30, 40 deficiencies in their body without even talking to them. And she looked at him and already could tell problem after problem, and he just sat there. What is this lady on? How does she know this? We all know people, the whole dream thing. We all have people with dreams. Dreams has been a spiritual gift. You go back in any religion, thousands of years, just talk to your friends nowadays. You can find out a couple of them already know what's going to happen, right? And dreams are all metaphoric. Spirit and the subconscious mind, it's all metaphoric, right? There is no words. It's all metaphoric. Which is why a lot of times people that have trained their imagination, because people are not born with some imaginative gift. These higher faculties I talk about in my video on higher faculties is imagination, willpower, memory, reason, or intellect, right? And these are not just, things that one person is born more imaginative, one person is born with more reason. It's not what it is. I grew up reading books, like this every single day. I read 100 every single year as a kid. That's how I got my imagination going. That's why I was always on the creative side in school. When I got into college, I would take a math class, and I have to re-alliterate everything in my mind that the math teacher was telling me, to where I could actually understand it in right left brain terms. It was like the left brain it was like a left brain talking to a right brain when she was up there speaking. And that's what the spiritual world, these dreams, and all of it is. It's all metaphoric. And when you die, your soul, right, rests in peace. And these foolish, forsaken fools screw around with these souls that are supposed to be resting in peace. And it's a very, very dangerous thing. If I was dead and someone was bugging me, I'd fucking burn them. I'm trying to rest in peace. I get pissed off when somebody wakes me up when I'm just sleeping at night. And we are all souls. The physical body is an illusion, right? It's what living from the inside means. It's what loving yourself from within means, right? You let go of the flesh and you embrace yourself from within. And most of society, I was shocked when I truly loved myself from within how much of society is on the same boat. But there's still 50-50, right? That's how life is. The law of polarity, the law of gender, right? The law of gender and the law of polarity. There's more than the law of attraction states. There's always going to be a 50-50, right? There's always going to be good and bad. But it's a matter of what side you're going to fight for. And if you're going to be a fool, or if you're going to be a wise man. And spiritual gifts are exactly that, right? You're letting go of the physical world and you're embracing all of this. There's a monk on YouTube that can create fire. He created fire with his hands. You do not just start instantly manifesting stuff without practicing and perfecting your willpower and emotion. It's not basic stuff. And there's a level of conscious living after instant manifestations where they're just instant stuff all over you all day and week. And this comes from this. And we all have a spiritual gift, right? We all have them. It's not like one person's just born with telepathic. One person's just born this. It's that one family that controls all of the media, which is the opposite of love. You know, you can go watch my video on world relations if you want to get into that. That does not, why would they want us to be enlightened? Why would they want their robots and their pet rats to be enlightened? Why would they want them to have their spiritual gifts? You know? I think it was Hillary Clinton that was caught in Africa or with some African voodoo tribe screwing around with a bunch of dead souls, right? Dark stuff. Foolish, foolish animals. They're not even human beings anymore. They're fucking animals. And that's the reality we live in, right? We all have these spiritual gifts. More than one. But so many people are living here, right? Monkey see, monkey do. That they don't ever get here. And why did Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs go to India on a retreat, spiritual enlightening retreat that's closed off? You can't even see anything going on when people fly drones over it. And the motto was, all is one. One of the top eBay powerhouses, or one of the top eBay guys went there too, along with a long list of corporate guys. Why do billionaires practice this? Because they're enlightened. They're embracing what being a human being is supposed to be. You know, the other 75% that religion won't teach you either. You know, I wonder why the Roman Catholic Church or the European Catholic Church was able to have so much power. Most powerful people at the time. Why does the U.S. government work alongside the Catholic Church that migrated over? This is exactly why. You know, they're already enlightened. They already understand how the mind works and how all of this works. But it's a matter of you're going to use it for this, or if it's going to be the other way. You know, go watch Game of Thrones, guys. Woo! Non-centered portrayal of good versus evil. And this is spiritual gifts, guys, explained to where people can truly see the big picture of what's going on here, right? And I'm not going to sit here and just start bragging, oh, I have this spiritual gift, I got this spiritual gift. We all got them. We all got them. It's just a matter of, is that going to be activated? Is this going to be activated? And that's a personal decision. You know, do you want to be a monkey, monkey see, monkey do? Or do you want to start embracing your true nature of what it means to be created in the Creator's highest image? And I wonder why, if it says we were all created in the Creator's highest image, it doesn't just say one prophet. It doesn't just say one man was. It says we all were. We all have spiritual gifts, guys. And we live in such a caffeinated society and hyperactive society, we wonder why we are not able to use our higher faculties that I talk about in our video on higher faculties. Now, this is turning into more of a rant, but you know, the truth is the truth, guys. And if I'm going to make a video on spiritual gifts, it's going to be exactly that. So I hope you guys learned something from this. You have a new perspective. That's our other higher faculty I forgot to mention, perspective. And now you have a new perspective on all of this, so you can now see the bigger picture. Because to me, each perspective is a level of awareness, right? And what is the highest level of awareness? That's the superconscious, right? Some call it God, some call it Allah. That's the superconscious, right? That's the highest level of awareness. And each perspective you hear on the internet is one level of awareness higher. Judge a tree by the fruits it bears.